All right, we're live. Hi, Marie. How are you?
Hi, Lisa. I'm great. How are you?
I am doing great. I always raise my vibration whenever I talk to you or Zoe. I really do love doing these webcasts and looking for information because being that I'm a learner, right? My my degree was in engineering, so always wanting to know more about stuff, but now wanting to know more about spiritual stuff.
Yep.
And don't care much about math anymore. And so super excited again, always to talk to you. And how are things over there in Australia? Is everything getting
Whew.
any better?
I think a lot more people are waking up, shall we say? And there's, don't know if anyone's heard, but there's a massive convoy going to Canberra. We were just talking about this, and I was going, I so want to go. It's huge. Like when people drive, like for me, it's like a 2 and a bit day drive, really, by the time you do it. And people are driving 4 days to get there, and we don't have the same amount of trucks like they do in Canada. They're not a lot privately owned, so it's more just people turning up. And I think it's freaking the government out because they just didn't expect Australians to rise up like this. But it's beautiful, the energy. So, it's just sending love and support to them. And I mean, I'm still stuck in a state where, our little Hitler is, we can't do anything. I can't do anything apart from go and buy food, literally. But it's fine because I'm just loving this space and doing my own thing. But a lot of
Oh,
people, yeah, it sort of, had folded a little bit because
yeah,
of those reasons. But I know as well that will stop really soon. So
yeah.
I'm not concerned. And we're friends are all escaping. We're popping over the border because everything's open there. It's about an hour's drive.
Yeah,
So we're all escaping for a restaurant lunch in a week.
yeah, that's wonderful. That's I mean, at least you have something you can do. And I
Mm.
apologize, guys. I lost one of my lights, so now I have some background scratchiness there. Um,
It
but
just looks magical.
yeah, right. Pretty soon, who knows if this one will go? But um, so the energies have been crazy. You
Yep.
can tell there's something changing in the air, and just super super excited about what's happening. And we're almost there, guys. Hang in there.
Yep.
We really are.
Whoop.
So, okay. So, thank you everyone for being here. Those of you who come in our live and are able to make it live, I am super appreciative of your time and effort. And for those of you that watch it afterwards as well, thank you so much. And if you resonate with our information, please share it and subscribe and like the video as well. So, Marie, are you ready to bring us back to center?
Absolutely. So, and just remember, everyone, while we're doing this, I'm also running a really beautiful high frequency for you. So you will actually get that really nice hit, and your electromagnetic field will actually be more balanced. So, and if you can't see, sense, or feel, just have the intention of it. So I want everyone just to close their eyes and let themselves be sitting comfortably or laying wherever you are, and just take a big breath in. And as you breathe out, let yourself drop back into your body. Just let yourself go. And one more breath in. And as you breathe out this time, drop your attention into your heart space, that beautiful big heart of yours. And see, sense, or feel a vibrant white light beginning to birth deep within your heart. And allow this white light to expand. And as it does so, it releases any pain or any blocks that are within your heart chakra. This white light keeps expanding up through your chest and your neck into your head, all the way down your arms, moving down through your torso, your hips. This white light expanding through your legs, right down into your toes, until every single cell in your body is vibrating with this beautiful, powerful white light. It now keeps expanding out into your aura, your energy field. And as it does so, because it has its own wisdom and consciousness, this white light clears any cords or any hooks, anything that is draining energy from you, or connected into other people or situations that you just don't need to be. And as it clears and cuts these hooks and cords and ties, you begin to feel a sense of peace coming through. And as this sense of peace comes through, you are actually being more connected into your divine presence, your higher self, your creator. And while we're in this beautiful space, we're going to ask our plants, our beautiful nature, the energy and consciousness of that to come through and be connected with us as we offer that consciousness, love and safety and peace being in our presence, and ask for the wisdom of these beautiful plants to come through to us. So now when you're ready, we're going to gently just come back into the here and now, bringing your attention back into your body, into your toes, wiggle them, focusing on your breath and bringing back that sense of peace and calm with you. And when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes and be present. Wow.
Very good. Very good.
I could actually feel the plant consciousness coming through this time, and it was quite different to that crystal frequency we had last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, what did you feel with that, Elisa? Was there anything that came through for you?
I felt like smiling.
Yeah. It was so peaceful. It was so gentle, this consciousness. So healing. So,
It was.
yeah.
It was. It was very calming.
So,
Yeah. So thank you for that. So you
You're
had mentioned
welcome.
something about you were going to tell us something with Jasper.
Yes. So, and I noticed Dennis's question up there as well around, is Jasper a female or a male? Is he actually a sex of any sort? And I went, oh, I've always just thought of him as, well, Jasper, a masculine energy. But I tuned into him when I saw that question, and Jasper was saying that he's almost neutral, but he does tend to have more of a masculine energy. There's, for the beings that come through, which I'm connected to, is sort of like two males and one feminine presence, but he can be balanced. He's very balanced either way and can take on whatever aspect he likes. So he's quite sort of neutral, but probably a tiny bit more, we would say, masculine energy. So thanks for the question, Dennis. So
Yes, thank you.
But I've been doing a lot more connecting with Jasper on a deeper level too, and he's really coming through with some interesting information. So I was tuning into him. I just did my first recording for Magic Marie YouTube, and I asked him if he had a message, and I really want to share this with you guys, because if you are feeling a little bit out of sorts, or you know there's something going on, like Elisa was saying, what he showed me was this vibration that's coming through the great central sun and through onto our holographic earth grid lines. It's got gold in it. So this is like a Christ consciousness coming through. And it was really clear. And I got this confirmed through a friend. I hadn't said anything, and she was saying something similar. But so this gold frequency is coming through, and it's really activating us. So you probably feel activation. You might get ringing in your ears. You might feel that. I was actually feeling a bit nauseated this morning when I was meditating, because I was getting taken through so many dimensions. So you might find these funny little symptoms come up, and that's what I call light body symptoms. So this new frequency is coming through us. So just sit and receive and allow it to come through. I'm seeing with people that I'm running the energy for that it's a lot of it's around the crown chakra. So we're definitely connecting in to much higher frequency and bringing it through the body. And of course, it's shifting out old stuff, and that's what can make us feel a bit wonky. So yeah, so that was from Jasper. So
okay. Well, thank you, Jasper.
Thank you, Jasper.
Yeah, he was the star of our last show, the Reality Check Tarot. And it really was truly, if you guys have not seen this show, I highly suggest you watch it. It was mind-blowing, and it was just amazing. Truly, truly amazing. So definitely check it out if you haven't. Lots of really good information.
Yeah, and it was stuff that I was going, wow, this is showing me things in such a different light. Because we're all connected and have an intention and asking questions, it actually opens up information for us. So it was
Yeah,
brilliant. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It was brilliant. It was amazing. It was awesome. So, okay, so today we were going to talk a little bit about the crystals because there were some questions that we had kind of weren't able to finish up last week. So, Marie, go ahead and tell me what those were.
Yeah, so the first one, people were talking about our organites, and I'd only actually just bought an organite a few weeks beforehand, and so I hadn't really spent time with it or tuned in. And there was like, I guess, a little bit of concern around what happens to the crystals if they're actually within like a container or something like that. So I tuned into this beautiful little organite that I had again this morning when I was doing my meditating. And I asked it, how can I connect with you? What are you feeling? What's happening? And it was really quite happy. And it showed me this beautiful white spiral coming up through it. And I kept getting the yin yang symbol. And it wasn't till afterwards I realized it's actually got that on it. And it was like very balanced. And it's clear quartz crystal, this one. It's got the copper obviously at the top. So, and I just got the hit a few weeks ago to pop one next to my bed. So because I felt there was a protectiveness with it, even though I feel very protected. And sure enough, I asked it, well, what can I do for you? And what this beautiful, it was like a consciousness said to me, just love me. Freedom and love are the two aspects that this beautiful organite wanted. So we can have an intention and imbue it within the crystal. So ask your organite or your crystal first, what is it wants or needs? And you will be surprised at what comes through. So yeah, but this beautiful white spiral of light came out, and I'm still feeling the energy now. It's quite beautiful. So don't be worried about your organites with the crystals in them. And the crystals also reminded me, remember, we're only ever where we choose to be. So they wouldn't be in there unless they'd chosen to be in there. So it was really good to get that clarification around organites.
Can you put it closer to the camera?
Yeah, sure.
Let me see if I can.
Can you see that? So that's got clear quartz crystal in it.
Hold on.
Yeah, there we go. So you can see the copper spiral at the top, which is
yeah.
Yeah, so that's actually like a channel, like a conductor. So for the energy, and I did actually see the white light spiraling up like from there.
So it actually works.
Yeah, it does. It does work. And especially because I finally connected into it. Just hadn't really even thought about it until we did all the questions with the crystals last week.
Yeah.
So people, if you've got an organite, tune into it, okay? And I feel much more connected with those beautiful crystals in there now.
That's
so
awesome.
Mm.
Awesome. Okay. So anything else about crystals? Let me look at the comments to make sure we don't have any other question about crystals. Let's see. Anything with crystals? I don't think I saw anything else, right?
I think
other than Jasper's question.
Yeah, where can we get the organites? It's like anything, just search and just see which ones resonate for you. There's places that make them. You can get them from crystal shops, alternative type shops or whatever. So just put out there that you'd like one, and then you just watch the synchronicity happen, because that's what's happening at the moment as well. The synchronicity is crazy. As soon as you have an intention, it's like bang, bang, bang. Oh, there it is. So put it out there and you'll find, and just have your eyes open and things will actually come to you. And you'll know, like I just knew I wanted a clear quartz crystal organite. As soon as I felt it and saw it, I went, yep, that's what I need. So trust your intuition, guys. Really trust what you get for yourself and for the crystals that you're connecting with. So, and I guess that goes, another question for all crystals is, we always connect to crystals and ask to meet the fairy or whatever it is. And remember, you just have to simply squeeze your crystal.
Oh, yeah. I think that was one of the questions, was the thing about the fairy.
Okay. Oh, yes, the fairy. Okay. So definitely. So if you've got a crystal and you want to connect to it, what I do is I actually just hold the crystal. I go into my heart space and I ask permission to be connected into the beautiful crystal fairy. Now, when you squeeze crystal, you actually have an electromagnetic energy being released, and that actually activates the crystal. And then I just sit and I'm prepared to receive and to wait, and I'll use my skills just to see what comes through, to feel it. Sometimes you won't get it straight away. You might find that you might get it in a dream, or you might just suddenly be walking past it one day and you go, that crystal just spoke to me, or I just felt something from the crystal. So just having a intention is the most important thing, but just making sure you're connecting in with it. So, and asking the crystal, this is something I think we forget to do as humans. Ask the crystal what we can do for that crystal. What does it need? What is its journey here for? So,
Yeah.
yeah. And that's actually something I hadn't asked Jasper, which was really interesting. I went, oh, how rude am I? I haven't even asked one of my best friends what is his reason to be here
Yeah.
and do this. And I went, oh my goodness, I'm so rude. So I was going to leave it till today. So I'm actually going to do it right now as we're talking and connecting. So I'm going to ask Jasper, why did you choose to come here on earth at this time? Oh my God, I'm getting quite emotional because the heart love that's coming from him is, I love humanity. I love humans and I want to be connected to humans. And my way of doing it is through this beautiful crystal and through this consciousness without actually being human. It's really emotional. I don't know if you're feeling it, but he's
Wow.
just sending this love out to everyone. So he's here for us, and as much as we're here for him, I could call him because that's just that slight energy I get.
Yeah.
So he chose to be here. I'm getting just so much coming through, and I did a big meditation with him, connecting into his heart this morning, and I forgot to ask that question again. So this is perfect timing to ask Jasper, why are you here? And he's here because he loves us and he wants us to help to be activated. So and some of you may feel you'll get a tingling in the top of your head or
Oh,
some
I
heat.
do all the time.
Yeah. So this is activating, and that's what he loves doing the most. He loves it. So honestly, guys, he's saying again, you're really welcome to connect into him if you want to meditate and bring Jasper through. He's really happy to come in and help you with whatever aspect needs to be activated with you. So remember,
Wonderful.
it's all just an aspect of our higher selves, okay? All
That's
connected.
true. That's true.
So,
We're all connected.
yeah.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Um, is there any reason why the crystal skulls are coming up more now, do you think? I
Because
mean, I don't think it's a
yeah,
coincidence that we ended up doing that show on crystal skulls.
I don't either. And it's funny because, like with Jasper, there's just so much more activation going on. It's the frequency. I mean, we can ask the cards as well if you like,
Yeah.
Elisa.
Yeah, I think I
So,
want to ask
yeah,
because it's
let's ask the
crystal
cards.
related.
It
I
is
can get
very
away with
crystal
it.
related. Yes, we can. So let's just ask the cards. So I'll tune in. And why are the crystal skulls becoming more prevalent now for people to be wanting to be connected in? Okay. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay, so the first card that came up was the Chariot. Now, the Chariot, remember, is all around moving, changing. And what I'm getting from this card is its frequency. Look at that gold. Oh, my ears have just gone crazy ringing. Look at that gold coming in, which was that gold frequency I was talking about earlier. It's because we're being activated and we're moving and shifting in frequency. It allows us to have this want or this question around the crystal skulls because they can hold and they do hold a very, very high frequency. So it's because we're moving and shifting, and because we've all been pretty heartbroken with what's actually been going on this earth and everything that we've been put through for so long, that it's time for all of these mysteries and secrets to start coming through to us. And I'm going to pull a clarification card on that one as well. So just to see, yeah. So 10 of Wands has come up. So when a 10 comes up, it means something's finishing and we're going into something new. And the wands are spiritual. So it's been a hard slog, but we're getting there. And this is why the interest so much in these crystal skulls.
Interesting. Well, that's where I was kind of assuming, lately, as you know, my claircognizance, I guess it's called, is coming in stronger and stronger. So, yeah.
So that's why, and and I've just noticed a message in there. I think it's from Ashley, that the collective frequency is rising, and absolutely, when I actually asked that question with Jasper, it was for the collective consciousness with that gold frequency that was coming in.
Mm-hmm.
So we're all copping it. We got nowhere to hide. It's great.
Yeah.
So, And it will activate your talents and gifts. So like Elisa with you, with your claircognizance, you'll remarkably notice that you actually start to like see more. You might see little glimpses or flashes of light out of the corner of your eye and go, what was that? You're actually starting to see into different realms, or you'll just get this knowing and nothing will move it. It's an absolute knowing. So, which is true wisdom. It's gnosis coming through.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Any other questions? I know Katina wants us to ask about the arcs and ships that have been activated recently. I don't know if you know anything about it.
Look, I have heard that there's meant to be some big fleets that are hanging around. I know myself personally, when I've always had a ship that actually follows me literally. It's part of my DNA sort of heritage. And I can see and sense when they're around, and there's definitely been a lot around. So, but we can ask the cards that one as well, if you like. So,
if I believe these are ships that were not here, that were hidden here before, like they were specifically not available for humanity to see, and now they are being activated with the other ships that are coming in. So these are old, like Atlantis being found, like old stuff that's being found.
okay.
Yeah.
So let's have a look and see.
What question are you going to ask specifically?
So I'm specifically asking, is it now more available for people to see and sense, or these ships, because they have been around but they've been more cloaked, something like that, so they're actually getting activated? Okay. So that's the question. Ooh. Okay. Yep. So,
and while you tell everybody, I'm gonna see if I can fix this light. I'll be right back.
Okay. So believe it or not, the first card again is the Chariot. It looks like this is going to be the theme of the day. This often happens when there's a particular energy running. So the Chariot for me is movement. So there's definitely movement happening between the ships, between them activating, allowing themselves to be felt more, their presence to be seen or felt more. So that's a definite. And it's just been confirmed with the Temperance card, because this is a shifting of whether it's a place, so whether we're shifting or whether the ships have been moving. And it's also around consciousness. So if there's been a shift in consciousness, then it allows more accessibility for these ships. And then the third card, which is really interesting, is the Three of Swords. And I guess there's been a lot of people had a lot of fear around aliens and ships, because that's what we've been sort of shown in movies, or however it's been put to us as humans. Whereas so a lot of people that have had fear, this is actually a very gentle awakening for them. This is something that will actually help them. Yeah. And I've just pulled a clarifying card, and we got Strength. So this is actually going to help people to feel more safely connected, or to say, oh yeah, something feels right about this. So it's going to give people courage with it as well. So yeah, so I've seen for years, I've seen ships. Even when I was a child, I was such an unusual, weird child. I used to say, I really would love a UFO just to come and pick me up. I just want to go off in a UFO. I'm like 7, And like there was nothing like this sort of, information around back then. And I wanted to know what Atlantis was. I'm going, who the hell knows what Atlantis is at 7? It was just ridiculous. And I wanted to be clairvoyant and look in crystal balls, because the only relevant, I guess, relation to that was all of the, your gypsies that look in a crystal ball. That's the only thing I'd ever heard of. But I was going, I really want to be like that. And I'm going, but I'm Catholic, so I guess I never will be. So that was me at 7. Well, didn't things shift?
Oh, wow. I love that. That's so funny.
Yeah.
That is so funny. Well, I will tell everybody now that a lot more people are here, just so you know, one of my lights crapped out, and that's why you see that little, snow on the other side of me. So I apologize if that's bothering you, but there's nothing I can do about it.
It just looks like magic.
Okay, cool. So I think I did see a question about thought I saw one about crystals. Are we drawn to Asturian crystals as to like where our stair family is from? Asturian crystals? I don't think I know what those are.
I'm not sure what Asturian crystals are. So, Asturian crystals, that is to like where our star family is from. So I guess we could sort of just make that a question as to, are there particular crystals that maybe our DNA or our star family, our soul star family come from that we're drawn to? I can ask the cards that question if you like.
Yeah.
And see. So, okay, let me just reshuffle. I'll tell you, if that chariot comes up again, I'm leaving town. Look, I'm shuffling. Let's just see what happens. Okay. Yeah, so the first card that came up is the Nine of Cups. Now, this is all about our wishes and our dreams. So to me, it's like if we have that intention of wanting to be connected more to our star family or to our soul family or our the beings that our DNA is aspected through, then I would say that, yes, if we get drawn to particular crystals, that could help us to be activated. Like for some reason, I was drawn to Jasper and Jasper was there for me. And he's definitely activated me, plus a lot of people. So absolutely, if that's what your intention is, again, everything comes back to intention. So always. So set your intention, guys. And if your intention is, I'll never be connected to my soul family, I'll never be, then that's what's going to happen. So make sure your intention is, I'm really open and choosing to be connected in to whatever crystals are going to help me to be activated, to know my star family more, to know my own DNA beings more. And then the next one is the Page of Swords. Now, the Page of Swords is always about learning. It's about delving into things. It's because the sword is the mind and the air and our words. So then you might get taken on a journey. So just be prepared to go on a journey where you could feel a bit like this. You go, I actually have no idea what's going on, but I'm just going to jump off this cliff and see what happens, because that's where every journey starts, is with the Fool. So, yeah, so those sort of cards really answer that, Dennis, so nicely.
So you jumped off the cliff not long ago, and tell everybody how it feels to jump off a cliff.
Oh my God. Well, I got pushed off the cliff, to be honest.
Right.
So I was working in, the health industry per se. And because of our wonderful mandates here, I got told, see you later, goodbye. And it was such a big process to go through. It was like God said to me, look, you have to leave anyway. And because you feel so secure there, I'm going to push you. So I did. I got pushed, and it felt like such a weight off my shoulders. And Elisa was asking me before the show, Marie, how do you feel? Do you think you'd ever go back into that type of environment? And I went, I can't even think about it. It would just resonate so against my whole being, that I know this is what my soul wants to do, is to be in this sort of environment and connected into this beautiful energy and people that are on this frequency as well. And as I was saying to Elisa, I really feel the whole medical system is going to go down at some point. And it's like I got saved. It's like, off you go, off that ship, it's going to sink. So, yeah, I'm really grateful and I feel amazing. So yeah, thank you for asking. So
Yes.
don't be afraid. If anyone else is in that situation where you have to make decisions and you're feeling pretty scared, because I was going, oh my God, what am I going to do? But
Yep. I've been
I
there.
I know, yes, you have, and it's true. But honestly, the support and the love that you get, and how you get to know yourself on such a deeper level when you're brave enough to go, I just can't do what they're asking me to do. It's so worth it. So go through the fear and do it anyway. Yeah,
Yes. Yes, absolutely.
yeah,
Absolutely. It's so worth it. Like life is not even, it's almost like I had a different life. Like it like it wasn't even me in that other life. It's the weirdest feeling. So
yes.
different.
So you feel very disconnected from that now, obviously.
Oh my gosh. Big
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Big
And
time.
to me as well, it was such a relief to be away from all the fear mongering, because in that in that environment, a lot of people are quite indoctrinated and they're in fear and they're, you know, I just couldn't take any more of that. So yeah, there's that relief, like you say. Now I go, I don't even know, yeah, who I was then
Yes.
already within 4 weeks. So
Yeah, that's crazy.
mm,
That is crazy.
yeah,
That's beautiful. I just
yeah,
love that. Yeah. So, guys, trust your intuition, trust that the universe has your back. I know for me, this was a big deal. So, um, it was like literally jumping off a cliff. Just like that's why that card reminded me, because you said jumping off a cliff, and I'm like, I did that.
yeah.
And, and now you did it. And even though
But
you got pushed, and it's still the same outcome of freedom.
and what I was realizing is that we're so looked after by the universe or by our beautiful divine presence. And like just getting the absolute push to have a session with Elisa was what started our journey together. And I was going, I don't even know this girl from Florida, but for some reason she's come up on my feed and I just have this urge to go and have a session with her. And then all of this has evolved. And I'm getting goosebumps because I was getting helped out and set up so that I would have something beautiful to look forward to and to start working with. And so I'm really blessed, and you will be too. So just trust that.
Yeah, crazy
Mm,
stuff. That's the
mm.
thing is, you wouldn't have seen this if you wouldn't have jumped off the cliff.
No,
It's all connected. It's all orchestrated beautifully. And
yeah,
if people really believe that, it's it's magic.
it's pure magic. So yeah, so yeah,
Pure
so
magic.
that's where I'm at and where I've come from. So I'm very happy to be here.
Yeah, yeah,
So
absolutely. Yeah, and Katina, I am here as I'm being told as a guide of guiding and putting out their star seeds so that they are able to help hundreds and thousands of people. So yeah, I
and
love
that
this
actually,
journey.
I know, and that actually came through in my session I had with Elisa. I said, ask questions for you, and that's what came through. You're like this an activator. So you,
Activator,
yeah. So yeah.
activator. Yeah, absolutely. So the next topic is, I had asked you about plants, I think, last time, and you were like, I don't know. So let's ask the cards.
Mm,
Are plants part of the elemental, right? That was the question. Are they part of the elementals of,
yeah,
so are they
absolutely.
part of, yeah, it would be the trees, the earth element, right? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely part of the earth element. And I'm going to pull some cards, but Jasper's also showing me something as well, which I'll
Oh, okay,
share with
cool.
you in a minute. I'll do the cards first, and then I'll share what Jasper's put out. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Yeah. So the first card that came up was our King of Pentacles. So to me, this is mastership of our reality. So plants are definitely a part of our reality, and you can see again that green. It just looks like it's flowing everywhere. So they're an integral part of the elemental beings and the elements of Earth. Absolutely. So they bring through everything we need. So you think about what plants do for us as humans. I mean, they feed us, they nurture us. They're they're incredible. They don't need a lot. So to actually survive, they can grow through cracks in walls. They're really hardy. And so they are really a masters of the earth element. And then the next card that came up was the Wheel of Fortune. So to me, they go in cycles. So they're always moving, and but they have like this consciousness in them. And this is what Jasper was showing me. They're so connected with their consciousness, but every time I tune into it, it is so gentle and it's so nurturing, but it's so persistent. So they actually can evolve and change and do what they need to do as well to survive. And they help us to grow and change. And then that's why this Tower card has come up, because I feel these plants are going to be a huge aspect of our change in humanity. So they're going to help us shift from, well, you look at what we've been ingesting and, you know, how it's been treated and how we maybe have been taken away from having the absolute essence of a plant coming directly out of the earth for us and being, you know, in the right environment. So wherever we live, there's plants that grow naturally. So I feel that we're actually going to have a huge change of consciousness and awareness around plants that's going to help us. So Jasper was showing me how they connect in with everything through this beautiful network of consciousness. And if you want to do this, guys, you can do it. I'm actually feeling it right now. Their gentleness and their nurturing. And it's so beautiful. I've never thought to really do it. I love my plants. I talk to my plants. I know what they need. But I've never thought to do this sort of energy. It's actually a receiving, I'm getting told. We have to receive, not just what we eat or use them for that way, but energetically.
Okay. Okay. Very good. So that leads me to something that has been talked about before, which is the medicinal plants. And I'm going to start with the mushroom, the magical mushroom. Here you can see it in let's see, there we go. That's better. So these are in different cathedrals and different teachings about that. This is like our, I don't know how to explain it.
Well, it looks like
almost like the body of Christ kind of thing. Oh, I wish Ray was here. He had to work, but
to me, it's like it's actually showing that it's a Christ consciousness. So maybe it's helping. It's saying it's actually something that can help us tap into that Christ consciousness.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's ask about that.
Okay.
Let's ask about what do we want to ask?
Well, should we ask?
Okay, go ahead. Many questions come to mind. So
so I was just asking. What I want to ask is, have they been put here for us as humans to maybe use in a way that's beneficial for us to have more consciousness and to have more connection into our true selves? Because, you know, I always say, remember who we truly are, which is we're not just this physical form, and yet that's what the focus in life has been about, being on earth. And so are they actually here to help us to be more conscious and to remember who we are, basically?
Yeah, absolutely. Here's another one.
Yeah, wow, well picked up, Elisa. Oh my gosh, these cards are beautiful.
See, here's the mushrooms right here.
Oh, that's amazing.
Right here and right here and right here. They're everywhere.
They are, and also when you look at something like that, it reminds me of that beautiful documentary we talked about a couple of episodes ago, where all the the mycelium were just so connected to each other, and that reminded me of that absolute connection of everything.
Yeah, so, I mean, look at this one. You have like a bishop, and literally this child is underneath one.
Yeah.
So there is some type of connection with the mus. It's special. It's there's a reason it's in these cathedrals and these all over the world, and we're not even paying attention, and it's right there. And I know there's a reason why they were illegal. That there was something to them. They're special.
Of course there is. Whenever something is banned, you know it's good for you usually. So I just asked then, I've got the beautiful 3 cards that will explain a lot more, but then I wanted to pull a card to clarify what you were asking about, why are they in these cathedrals? And the card that came up is the Knight of Cups. Now, to me, this is something that's steadfastly being brought to us, and the cups are emotions. So it's definitely something that is being brought more into our awareness, and it's hidden. It's hidden in plain sight, like those beautiful, glass windows were showing us. It's hidden in plain sight, and it's not till we have the consciousness to see it that we can find out for ourselves. So it's been slowly brought for us, toward us. But the first one that came up was the King of Swords. Now, remember, the king is around a mastership. The sword is the mind. So it's really allowing us to begin to have mastership of our words, our mind, and our thoughts, not just from the left side of the brain. But to me, our mind is our heart and our brain connected. And it sits, I've always seen and felt it sitting probably about 6-8 inches between the heart and the mind. So to me, this is activating something within our mind. And then we had the 9 of Cups. So this is all of our wishes and dreams. You know how we always ask, well, who am I? Why am I here? What am I doing? To me, that what the magic of that mushroom is doing is helping us to be more connected into that, so that we actually recognize our dreams and remember who we are. So and then the Wheel of Fortune. So this says it all. It's going to help us shift consciousness.
There you go.
To shift within ourselves, to shift our whole paradigm of who we are.
Yeah.
So it's really positive that I'm getting from it.
Yeah.
And okay, and I just got a message. Jesse just reminded me. He said, remember, there's always yin and yang. So of course you're always going to have mushrooms that aren't good for us. And so this is where the knowing and the true, the wisdom, the gnosis of which mushrooms are right for us. And that's also an individual thing too.
Yeah. So I want to ask this specific question, if they are here to assist us in our journey specifically.
Okay, so is that specifically mushrooms or any plants?
Mushroom for now.
Mushroom for now. Okay. Yeah. So let's have a look and see. Yes. Beautiful. First card's the Empress. So this to me is nurturing, it's feminine, it's mother, it's making us feel safe. So when I look at that question from Lauren, I would say that, yes, they actually can help us do it in a way that's safe. So the next one, which is interesting, is, and this is the 9 of Wands. So this is a spiritual journey, and you can see how much hard work it's been. There's the bandage on the head. So I feel it's actually helping us because when you're going through dimensions, I remember when I was first going through the 4th dimension, it was really tough work. Man, there was so much lower energy and beings in there. So it was actually hard work, and it was quite a while ago. And I remember thinking, oh my God, when am I going to get through this to be able to just directly then connect in? And so I feel this is what the mushrooms do, is they help us to go through that, because the stars come up. So this is beautiful connection to spirit, to other realms, to other dimensions, and really bringing out that true essence of us. So I feel it's helping to bypass that really sort of yucky, irky place that, I'm glad I've gone through it that way, because I can understand it and help others that are having things happen to them. So so I would say definitely here to assist us.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And now it makes total sense of why this plant, including marijuana, also have been suppressed and have been made illegal. These are the breakaway, plants. But I feel like the mushroom itself is there's a reason why it's not the marijuana plant in this picture. There's a reason why it's the mushroom. And so I want to talk about, the mushroom is not a plant. it is its own thing. It's not a plant, it's not a tree, it's not, so can we ask if it was brought in from outer space?
Okay, so it's a fungi. I had to throw that joke in there.
It is a fungi
Everyone
when
loves
you
a
eat it.
fungi. So it's interesting because when I was on one of my mystery schools with Transference Healing, and we were in the big island of Hawaii, and we went up, you know how you go from the beach up to the snow, like in a couple of hours. It was just mind blowing. And on the way up there, they showed us this amazing, it was a fungus of some sort. I took a photo of it. It was either a fungus. Yeah, it was a fungus, but it looked a little bit like a cacti as well. And it was silver, and I've never seen anything like it. And they said they believe this comes from outer space. And then when I was my friend, amazing energy conduit to this earth, she had a little healing room on this beautiful sanctuary where people used to go, and she was away, so I was taking over for her for a few weeks. And this plant that looked exactly like the one that we saw in Hawaii would grow at the front of her little patch where her room was, and it would just come out sporadically, and we both knew it was something that was alien. It was not from this earth, I tell you. So I'm going to pull cards on that question.
Yes, because I've heard that about marijuana. So I wonder if this is also um,
Like that.
the same.
Yeah. So the Page of Wands has come through. So this to me is a learning around something spiritual. It's a journey into, again, to a new consciousness. It's something new coming through. So so definitely something new on earth, I feel, is what that card is trying to tell us. And then the Four of Swords, which is our mystery card. So it's coming from somewhere that is mysterious, or somewhere that we wouldn't expect it to come from.
Ooh.
And then we've got, gosh, this card, I tell you, the Wheel of Fortune has come up again. So it's almost like something has come onto the earth that has helped it to transform. And Jasper's showing me something. So I'll explain to you what Jazz is saying. He's showing me how it's actually helped to connect other dimensions onto earth. So it's actually so interconnected, not just with the earth, but interdimensionally with what we would call space, outer space, which is actually another dimension. And I can see it. There's like these little things of light going off, and they're connecting in, and it's actually helped to bring it into earth, almost into our grid lines of earth. So just as we are like aspects of light that came onto earth, I'm getting the feeling that so is this, a particular type of fungi or mushrooms.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that Dennis was saying it's an organism. So it is just like, it's so different to anything else I've seen. Just because I don't know if you've seen that Netflix documentary about fungi.
Amazing.
Oh my God, it's amazing. So I wonder if they are the actual brain of the plant kingdom.
Okay, let's have a look.
Including trees and plants and everything that's connected. Are they the brain that connects all of them?
Okay, so I pulled a card specifically for that, then I'll read through the others. So the Queen of Pentacles has come up. So I feel that it's almost like the emotive aspect of everything. It's like the emotional aspect that is a connector for everything. You think of us as humans, and the one thing that makes us truly human is our emotions, right? And that's what connects us with people. It's how you feel when you're around people. I feel that's the role of this the mushroom or the psyllium, whatever it is that it's called, that they actually connect through. So what I pulled then was, Nine of Cups again has come up. So it's definitely helping all of them. So I'm seeing all the trees, everything being connected with these networks of energy going through. And then we had, but they're different. So now we've got the Six of Cups. So again, it's emotional because we're looking at cups, and they're being offered something. So I keep getting that it's different, and yet it works beautifully in synergy and synchronistically with all of the other earth elemental beings, like trees, like plants, like everything. So it's almost like it's a synchronistic. So even though it's different, so here we've got our beautiful 5 of cups. So again, it's emotional. So this is really confirming that there's an emotional, energetic aspect with it. So the 3 cups have actually fallen over, but there's 2 full ones at the back. So even though it's different, it's still doing a lot of work connecting with other aspects. So there's change. It helped change. I feel it was like a change agent for Earth, and that's what helped Earth to maybe really start to flourish.
Okay. Okay. Is there any way we can find out why mushroom is represented in these drawings?
Okay.
Why was it all over the churches?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Can't make this stuff up. We got the same card, the Knight of Pentacles. So bringing through a message. Remember, this came up when we asked that the very first part of this session. So it's bringing through the wisdom. And I actually really tuned in to what that message was meant to be for us. And it's there to help us with our consciousness. Again, same card. It's connecting us into that beautiful consciousness of who we truly are, so we remember it. Because remember, we lose all our memory when we come to Earth. It's like, here you go, take away your memory, see how you go down there. So it's helping us to reconnect and remember who we truly are. And then I just got the Ace of Pentacles. So yeah, it's definitely telling us. So
because the question was more centered around the churches and the mushroom more than what it can do for us, because I know we had asked that before. So it was more like, why were the churches having this on display?
Yeah. Okay. So what I was seeing when those cards were coming through as well was that because there was a lot of suppression through the church, through the dark, the cabal that actually got into the religious side, I feel it was a message of hope and remembrance for people to actually, we don't have to go through a priest or someone that calls themselves, I'm the only one that can connect to God, to source. We were being reminded, and whether it was artists that did it, even without realizing, through these beautiful glass stained windows in churches, that was their gift to us, to remind us we don't have to go through others to connect to our own source and to be conscious and to know God. So that's what I was getting from it, if that helps. Does that answer?
Yeah. I just so I'm wondering if then it was shown in there before. Well, the churches were all created by the bad guy, so
well, not necessarily, because remember, if you look at Tertullian, they say that a lot of those churches, they weren't churches, they were turned into churches because they're all built to collect energy and to be places, that were magnificent. And everything's been turned around, remember. So we got told they were churches, whereas in actual fact, maybe they weren't. Maybe they were places people went to actually increase their consciousness and to be connected.
Well, we really don't know where these are anyway. So
no. So I feel there's
come from,
So I feel I'm just getting the feeling as well that it's a message from source and somehow was put in there for us, So yeah, because that's where people go to be with God. So maybe it was reminding them where God truly is, which is in, within us as well.
Right.
So yeah.
Okay, very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah. Good questions, Elisa.
I know that my friend had more questions about it, but I'll tell you, since we only have 5 minutes left, I'll tell you what happened with me. And we can talk about ayahuasca and MJ. We call
DMT
marijuana MJ.
Yep.
MJ. Mary Jane.
Mary Jane. Yep.
So when I tried this beautiful organism, I got very anxious. And all along, everybody around me is like, oh my God, it's so loving. And I'm like, so then I finally decided to ask someone asked for me, not me asking my own pendulum, but to ask what was going on. Am I resisting something, or my the chemistry doesn't go with it? And basically it was that I was repressing something, and that the if I did it again, that it would help me. If I allow it to, it will help me release whatever has to be released. Um, so um, so I thought that was super interesting.
Yeah, look, and that doesn't surprise me, because even on that beautiful Netflix show, they were saying that anything up to 3 sessions is great because it helps us to get through the layers to really truly be connected. And um, do you want me to pull a couple of cards for you on that as well? It's up to you on your experience.
Yeah,
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 okay, because
yeah. Because I think it will help other people. As a matter of fact, we
yeah,
think my friend thinks that we might open a healing center,
yeah,
around this.
yeah. So what I'm getting, you're not going to believe this. The Knight of Pentacles has come through again. This is for you, and so it's bring it through slowly with what you in wherever you were in your consciousness was able to deal with. So it's almost like when we have a fear, because in so many lifetimes, we've been persecuted for our brilliance and our consciousness and our gifts and talents, and we might have been burnt at the stake, or we could have been just absolutely ostracized from society. So there's a fear, and I know because years ago I had this same fear, and it was like for you, what I was seeing with that as well is that it was that fear of if I get reconnected, I might die, and your body cell memory has that in it. And I had to work with this. So every day I'd go, it's okay, body, it's really safe now, but we're just going to take our time, and however long it takes to actually get us to where we need to go is fine. So, and then the King of Wands has come up for you, which is mastership of spirituality. And so very much this was just a journey for you to take in the increment that your being and soul and the wounding around all of this could deal with. So it was perfect that you were getting anxiety because it was telling you, hey, 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 I'm not going to die in this lifetime from this. So, and then the Wheel of Fortune again. Honestly, you cannot make this up. I've shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. So this Wheel of Fortune is for you, your particular journey and your beautiful changes that will happen. But we have to allow our soul and our divine wisdom to guide us. Don't try and force through. If sometimes you might just need to experience something once in your whole life and you go, that's all I needed, that's what my soul needed. So just really trust. And when we look at Elisa's experience, it's a really beautiful way to show that don't force anything. Make sure you've got people around you that are beautiful, sacred setups, sacred spaces. Make sure it's sacred and done with an intention that you're in connection and you're going to follow and trust that divine guidance you get. So
Yeah,
you're right on path, Elisa. So don't and
yeah,
don't
yeah,
think you failed or something's wrong. Not at all. You're actually clearing something really deep cellular wounding.
yeah. And what it really
Yeah,
showed me was that I was scared of that feeling of throwing up, because that's what happened with the ayahuasca. With ayahuasca, that's common.
yeah,
And so that there was some type of trauma that happened to me with throwing up in when I was younger. So it was tied
yeah.
to that. So yeah,
And I completely understand that because believe it or not, I've never ever liked mushrooms. I can't eat them. I can't stand the smell of them. And when I was a kid, were on a farm, so we used to have to go out and pick all these field mushrooms and sit there and peel them, buckets of them, and I'd be nearly vomiting. And I was going, oh, I hate these things. So I did another lifetime connection regression, and I was actually deliberately poisoned with toadstools in that lifetime, and so that memory was carried through with me. So yeah, I still won't eat them. I don't particularly like the texture either, but I would actually take them in a sacred ceremony with medicinal form if that was right for me and that was
yeah,
coming through for me.
Yeah.
So, and I feel it's releasing like more and more and more that really dislike of mushroom. So this can happen with foods, with anything. We can have this history that we don't even know about that's so deeply subconscious. And this is from
I
when I was
know.
a tiny child, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. It's
So,
amazing. It's amazing.
yeah,
But I've seen what it's been doing, at least for them, and it's transformed their lives.
yeah,
So it's really been a beautiful journey, and I know it's helping so many people
I know.
release trauma. One of their friends tried it, and they were, um, I mean, just the guy was 3D. Okay, he came out 5D. He came out
That's,
like, "Oh, I love the Earth. Oh,
yep,
everybody on the planet should take this," and it was funny
yep,
to watch him because, right, we are all awake, right? So
yep,
to us, it's like, yeah, I love Earth and it loves me, like no big deal, right? But to him, being 3D and knows nothing, and all of a sudden he feels loved, and he feels like the connection to Gaia, when before he would throw trash on the floor, on the ground, right? And now
yep,
this human being is completely transformed from this experience where he feels one on one with this, with the earth. And that's what we need.
beautiful.
That's
And
what we
oh,
need.
Alicia, you're spot on. And there's nothing more joyful as a human, I know, this is for me personally, than watching someone transform and come into that place of knowing their love, knowing they are loved, and that everyone is connected. And I actually pulled some cards on, will this actually be allowed in, into our reality without all these restrictions and
Oh, it is.
penalties?
It
Nine of
is.
Cups, so
It
our
is.
wishes are going to come in. The
Yes.
Three of Wands, which is the future, looking towards the near future. And then again, our favorite one today, the Wheel of Fortune. So it's going to really change up a lot of things for our global consciousness and for people individually.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's definitely coming, guys. So yeah,
Yeah, and
don't
I think
worry.
that's why my friend is they are getting him ready for that. I
Yeah,
feel that that's going to aid in the healing of all these 3D people that are awakening. Give them some of that.
that's
And
it.
then they're going to be turned around like this his friend was. We were all like, "Oh my god, this is a guy that would never even believe that the planet has consciousness, or that the earth has consciousness." Like, it was incredible. But yeah, guys, there is actually a group of people that are out there on YouTube and on some uh what's it called, the blogs and stuff.
Yeah,
And they are teaching people how to grow them in your home. So
yeah.
because the first time I tried them, they were from cow dung, like.
They don't need to be.
So, it's about finding somebody that is actually growing them at home. And um, there's plenty of information for you guys to do it yourselves.
Yeah,
So I highly suggest you look this up if it's something that calls to you, because it not only can it help you, but it can help all of those that are asleep around you.
yeah.
So, yeah, just,
Exactly. Yeah. And
yeah.
my friends I live with, they actually just did a workshop up on their off-grid property around all of this, like growing your own mushrooms and doing all of that and getting people sort of thinking more around that. And I've got another close friend who's got a lot of our friends. I won't grow them because I don't like them, but maybe I'll change my mind. But she's really
They
helped.
taste
She's got this
completely
passion.
different. Like I
Exactly.
was telling my friends, I'm like, oh, this is nothing. This is
Yeah.
really, it doesn't taste like regular mushrooms, the kinds you put in food.
Yeah.
They taste like dirt. I don't
Yeah.
like mushrooms. But these, because they're
Okay.
grown in a tub,
Yeah.
they don't taste like much. Yeah, they don't have that
So
horrific
maybe
taste.
I might need to do a little bit more of a clearing with me and mushrooms and then just get into it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, now that I have seen this, that there was all in these, there's
Yeah,
there's a reason it's out there. And again, there's a reason why we're talking about them too.
absolutely. So, yep. And the high priestess has just come up. So this is all about secrets but they will be revealed. So it'll come back into balance. So don't worry.
Yeah.
It's all going to happen for us.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah.
Beautiful. So next time we can talk about the rest of them,
Yeah.
like and Mary Jane, about they were asking about ayahuasca, and things like that. So, we can ask about those as well. So
Perfect. Yeah.
very cool. All
So
right, guys, if you come up with any other questions about mushrooms, then bring them and we can continue that conversation too.
yeah.
Yep. And Joshua, if you want a spiritual reading, you can contact Magic Marie at magicmarie.com. Yes, Wolf Love, Kratom. Kratom. Yeah, Kratom.
So
And again, if you like our content and what we're doing here, please share, so that we can help as many people as we can with this information. So thank you so much for being here. Marie, do you have anything else?
Just to let people know that my website's all up and happening and whatever, but I have put up a new, I'm calling it a guidance session, but that's going to be only half an hour, which might suit some more people. And that'll be all connected up Monday. I've got it all up there. I'm just waiting for my IT girl to connect it up for you to be able to pop it into Calendly. So for you guys, if you just leave it till like maybe Monday, then you can book in for that. But my other ones are still available, and they're really, really beautiful, transformative healings. So
and they can send you an email if they want to at, what is it?
I am at magicmarie.com. So
I am at magicmarie.com.
And I've popped that on the website. So because of the time differences, I try and really allow times for US, UK, and then I'm doing sort of separate ones for Australia. But if the time doesn't suit you guys, just send me an email and I can work out something with you. All right. So
all right.
happy to do that.
All right. Thanks, Marie.
Okay.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good weekend.
Yeah. See you guys. Jasper says love you.
Bye.